What's up, guys? How's it going? It's Joe, your personal trainer here, back with another video. Today, guys, we're going to be talking on if you are training hard enough. Let's get right into it.
Feeling like the back man, rotten like my last chance. This Gotham City, you could go and call me Batman. I roam the night, saving holes that are enemy. Louis Belder, Malcolm, pay a couple your utility. You see what time it is? It's time to buy war.
Alright, guys, so this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for quite a while now. It's on, are you training hard enough? Now, a lot of times we might be thinking, Joe, what are you talking about? I come in 6 times a week. I'm working out for 2 to 3 hours every single day, and what do you mean I'm not training hard enough? What are you talking about? It's actually not what I'm trying to get to. So what I'm trying to get to is to get you to distinguish two things, and these are two very, very critical things that I think not a lot of people think about when they start on their fitness journey. Think about it like this, okay? You have two parts. You have your physical, which is your working out, your training, your program, all that stuff. And then you have your mental. Now, your mental is your thought process, the way you think, the way your emotions are, the way you go about everything mentally, things of that sort. So you have your mental and then you have your physical. Or no, physical then mental. Those two are separate, but they need to come together to create one, okay? Same thing with training. That's just like everyday life. You need to have physical, you need to have the mental. You need to take lifting and your fitness journey as two separate parts to become one. You need to take it as a physical and you need to take it as the mental. Now, this is what happens. You start training, you go crazy, you don't give yourself a break. You're overtraining to some degree. Now, overtraining is very, very real, guys. There's some people that can get away with, training hours without end, nonstop, whatever, etc., etc. Those are outliers, guys. I want you to understand that no matter what you do, there will always be outliers that will skew one way or skew the other way, away from the average, okay? Just like there's outliers when lifting in terms of like genetics. So people might have good genetics for strength or their muscle insertions or whatever it is. And same thing with bodybuilding. Maybe with some people's genetics, they're more genetically gifted to be more visually pleasing to be a professional bodybuilder. Same thing with anything else. So there's going to be outliers. So pretty much what I'm trying to get to, take away the physical right now. I want to erase the physical, because maybe we're training right, maybe we're not. That's another separate topic that we can always discuss. But today is all about the mental. A lot of people that I feel I've seen do not train themselves mentally because they're so caught up on training themselves physically. And that's where the problem is right there. Now, me personally, when I go through a session with my clients, and whatever it is, as we go through along their program or along their package, mindset is something that's always discussed. Mindset is discussed because it is so valuable in keeping them going long term. If I don't get them into the mindset of holding themselves accountable and being disciplined, then I'm not doing my job, because my job is to be able to get them in the healthiest shape possible and their fittest shape possible based off their goals, and send them on their way so that they can make it a lifestyle for them. Because obviously clients are not going to stay with you forever, and if you're trying to be the person where you're solely focused on income, which yes, income does play a part of it because we need a way of living, then you need to make sure that these people get put on the right path to discovering a lifestyle that works for them. And if you don't do that because you're so focused on, what if I lose this client because I taught them too much, then you're part of the problem. Now, if that's the case, then maybe personal training isn't the area for you. But whatever the case, different subject. What we want to talk about is building up good habits, building up the mindset. Now, mindset is very, very, very simple, but very, very, very complicated at the same time. Now, I want you guys to think about this, okay? Think about when you first decided to join a gym. Were you motivated? Were you like, I don't want to do this? Were you thinking, I want to do it, but the money sucks, so I'm not going to do it? Or are you thinking, no, I'm motivated, I'm ready. Maybe I don't want that 30, 20, 40, 50, whatever it is, amount of money taken out of your checking account per month, but you want to get into the gym, right? You're motivated, you want to get started. That's a start. That's step one. That's step one to getting the mental aspect right. And that's what a lot of people get right. But what happens is step two, trying to keep consistent. That's the biggest thing. Now, what you want to do is start off with what you can. Don't try to put so much on your plate to where you can't take it. Because for instance, this is what I do with my clients as well. If I were to bring you in as a client and I'm saying, okay, we're going to go through one assessment only, and I'm going to build you a program that's going to be designed for 2 months. And within that 2-month program, we're focused on hypertrophy and body fat, dropping body fat, and whatever, right? Etc. listed in the goals, all based off one assessment. That's going to be kind of rough, because what this is doing is, it's like, oh crap, I'm giving you all this information, and yes, it's nice to have a plan. Who's to say you know exactly every single exercise that's going to be listed in that workout program? Who's to say you're going to even know the difference between reps and sets? Because I've had clients that have had other trainers before come in and tell me that their trainers use it the opposite way, that they use sets for reps and reps for sets, so they flipped it. I've had people come in where they don't know the difference between, pushing and pulling muscles. They only know the big name muscles like your chest, your back, your glutes, and they just know thighs. Everyone knows thighs, but no one knows the muscles in the legs. So think about it. They might not know the exercises. They might not even understand the rep range. They might not understand RPE, which that's another big thing. There's a lot of different things that they're not gonna know, possibly not gonna know. And on top of that, we work a lot on nutrition. So if I'm giving them this whole program at the very first session off of one assessment, their mind is going crazy. Because think about it, these people have their own lives, these people have their own jobs, their own careers, they have other stuff that their brain is already trained in, because obviously they have a life as well. So to add all this extra knowledge on top of them is stressful and can be detrimental to the start of their fitness journey, because they're not only not physically ready, but not mentally ready for that commitment. You need to build it up just like anything else. NFL football stars, okay? They don't go from Pee-wee leagues or whatever it is straight into the NFL once they graduate high school or whatever. Or there's a reason why there's a process. They go to college, they play in college, they get drafted, and so on and so on, right? With with a degree, a lot of times you got to go through your GEs first before you really even get to a lot of your major courses. There's a reason. Everything that's done is based off of a process, guys, because the thing is, there's no way that someone can just overload you with information that's going to be detrimental to the start of your fitness journey. So what you do is exactly like I said, you take it step by step. We'll go over what we need to go over, but I make sure to tell them, don't worry, you're not going to remember everything that we talked about today. It's okay. We're going to try to remember what we can and add on top of there. I'll give them the very specific things that are important that they should try to remember as best as they can, and everything else we'll learn as we go, as we practice. That's what it's all about, because now it's like, okay, I see the direction we want to go. I understand what's happening. They're explaining it to me right now, so it makes sense right now. But later on, when I'm putting this up to practice on my own, I know as long as I remember this, and this, I'm okay. I can be in the gym. I can be comfortable. I can be safe. That's what it's all about right there, guys. And then once they know that and they put that to practice, now it's adding one thing here, one thing there, one thing here, one thing there. It's all about getting them in the right spot and in the right way to progress. Now, some people, I've had people come in where they're like, no, I'm ready. Tell me my nutrition, tell me my program. I'm ready. I'm ready to learn. I want all this information. Good. Perfect. That's amazing. If they're able to retain that information, that's absolutely amazing. That's great. That's gonna push their progress that much faster. But the majority of the people aren't going to be like that, and you got to understand that. You, as another person coming into the gym, as just another gym goer, need to understand that as well. When you first get started into the gym, don't set yourself up with something where it's like, oh, okay, my ideal goal is to be in the gym 6 times a week, working out for an hour and a half every day, doing cardio every day, doing abs every day, and on top of cardio, I need to wake up 2 hours early before work because I want to stretch, or I want to be fasting for 2 hours, or whatever it is. You're not going to get nowhere, guys. Like I said, there's going to be those outliers that will be okay to do that, and they'll do it and they'll be successful. But those are outliers. The majority of the people, guys, start off with something small. Start off, even if it's one day. Even if it's one day in the gym is better than no days in the gym. Don't ever let someone tell you that that's not a good place to start. Well, not a place to start, because you know what, I would much rather have you and everyone else in the gym at very minimum 1 day a week than going your entire life without going in the gym. The gym is a sanctuary for your body, for your mind. It does so many wonders. It's incredible. And it doesn't have to be a big old fancy gym. It can be the weight set that you have in your backyard or in your garage or whatever it is. But 1 day working out, or if it's 2, start with what you can commit to, what you know that you'll be able to stick to. If you know that you're going to be able to stick to 6 weeks, then go ahead. If that's your goal, do 6 weeks. If your goal is 3 days a week, sorry. If your goal is 3 days a week, but you know you can only commit yourself realistically to 2, then stay with 2 and build up to getting your 3rd. It's not that hard, guys. It's all about setting yourself up mentally. And see, the thing is, once you get yourself there mentally in terms of your setup, now it's to put yourself there mentally while you're actually doing what's being called to do. So for instance, I was squatting the other day, right? And I kind of psyched myself out a little bit. Just not really psyching myself out, but I kind of doubted myself because I went for a heavy set of 3 that I haven't done in a while, which I know I could have done easily because I just did 10 pounds lighter on each side the set before, getting to my, warming up, and it felt smooth, it felt easy. But because I had that little bit of doubt, just because I haven't done that weight in a little bit, I screwed myself up. I went too far forward on the way down, and I had to take an extra step out of my squat to catch myself and bring myself back up. I had a very minor injury with that. Thank God it was minor, because right now I'm okay, and that was literally just a couple days ago. But it could have been so much worse because of my mental. And see, me personally, I'm good on my mental setup. I'm good on knowing when I have to be in the gym, when I don't have to be in the gym, when I'm getting my workout, when I'm not getting things of that sort. But even me, even people that have been lifting for years, you can still have that mental block. If you're telling yourself mentally, I've never done this, I can't do it, you're not gonna do it. But if you tell yourself, no, I'm gonna work my way towards it, I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna be good at it, guys, you're gonna do it. I've had people that have never done a push-up do a push-up in one session. I've had people work up to doing pull-ups that have never done pull-ups in under a month. I've had people press a plate on overhead press that started with the bar in, what was it? That one I think was under 2 months. Guys, if you put your mind to it, you can do so many crazy things. The body is an amazing piece of work that is just outstandingly impressive, And if you put your mind to it, guys, you can accomplish anything, but it's all starting with the mindset. So yes, you might be in the gym training so hard, you're probably overtraining too. You're not training your mindset hard enough, whether it's sticking to your designed rest time, whether it's sticking to the certain weight that you had to get to, where it's getting yourself mentally prepared for lifting a weight that you know you can lift, but you have that mental block, you're doubting yourself a little bit. It's about getting yourself in the right mindset to do it. When you're in each set, you got to get your mind right before you get into it. Anytime especially if it's a big lift. If it's a big lift, I always tell my clients, look, this is our rest time. You got a few more seconds. You have X amount of time left to go. I'll let you know when you're ready, or when we're ready to go. But do not take on this lift until you are mentally prepared to absolutely kill this set and perform at your best performance. The reason I do that, guys, isn't to be like, oh, get yourself hyped up. No, you don't have to get hyped up. It's not about being at 1,000% adrenaline. It's about understanding your form, understanding what needs to be done, understanding the mechanics of everything, understanding all the little cues, really thinking about every little thing that you can that has to do with the exercises, thinking about that and understanding that you can do it, and telling yourself and convincing yourself that you can, because 99% of the time you can do it. Now, you don't want to be dumb either. You don't want to be dumb and throw on 3 plates on a squat if the most you've ever done is a set of 135 for 5 reps. You don't want to be dumb either. And you're like, oh no, Joe said if I tell myself I can do it, I can do it. So I'm going to slap on, an extra 200 pounds that I've never squatted before, and I'm going to try it for 1. No, don't take it that way either. The way I want you guys to take it as in a safe way, but I want you guys to still challenge yourself mentally, because that's where it's at, guys. If you're able to get your mental aspect in, that's going to change the game. Let me revert back to what I was talking about earlier, the motivation when you first get started. When you first get started, you start on motivation, right? That's what gets you inside of the gym. That's what opens up the door. When you walk in to the gym, you're the first time, what's going to keep you in that isn't the motivation, because motivation is an emotion, and if that's an emotion, it's temporary. It can't be long term. It cannot stay 24/7. But if you change the way you think, guys, if you change the way you think rather than relying on emotions, that's where the game changes. That's where you're no longer in the discussion of, hey man, should I go to the gym? I told myself I was, but I don't feel motivated today. I just don't feel up to it. You take yourself out of that conversation and put yourself in a position where you're like, you know what? I don't want to go to the gym today. I don't want to work out, but I know that I told myself I'm going to commit to this first. It's not much. It's going to do so much good for me than it will bad. It's only going to take up a small part of my day. I'm going to feel that much better afterwards. So I'm just going to suck it up. I'm going to hold my chest high, and I'm going to get in and get out. It's a mindset, guys. If you change your mindset, you're going to kill it. You're going to absolutely kill your fitness goals. But it all starts with the mindset. If you need a coach to help you with that, get a coach. Go for a coach that's going to motivate you, that's going to be good for you. Go for a trainer that's going to work for you. Guys, almost all gyms have personal trainers. I think even Planet Fitness has trainers, if I'm not mistaken. But ask for a free workout. Ask for it. Try to look up the trainers that work at the gym you go to and scout them out. See if they have like a bio or whatever. Choose one that you think might fit you best and ask for a complimentary workout. Guarantee you they're not gonna say no. They want you guys to work out. And if you go through a workout, that's where you need to be the judge of where it's like, okay, this is a good trainer for me. Get a coach to help build that accountability up for you guys. That's gonna help build the good habits. And then what happens is, if it's not a good trainer, then guess what? You just got a free workout. Hopefully you learned a little bit. But it all starts with the mindset, guys. Whether you need a coach, whether you don't need a coach, whatever it is, but practice improving the mindset. Practice improving the mindset for getting started in the gym, for how many days a week you're going to be in. Get started with actually having a plan, whether you know what to do or not, but just thinking, okay, today I'm going to work on this, tomorrow I'm going to work on that, the next day I'm going to work on this. And then when you get into it, when you're actually in your workout, have that practice mentally where you're like, okay, I'm a little nervous, I've done this before, I know I can do it, but I'm doubting myself. Flip it. Tell yourself you can do it. Get ready for that movement. Picture yourself doing it with that mental imagery. Use all the tools that you can mentally to get yourself there physically. I'm telling you guys, if you guys attack your mental as hard as you attack your physical, the physical's, it's gonna show no matter what. Because the thing is, not only is your mental gonna increase so much more, but the physical is going to follow, because it has no choice. If you're making the better habits in the gym, and this all plays with nutrition as well, guys. The same thing that I've been talking about with the gym, same thing follows with nutrition. Whether you start off with 1 cleaner meal per day, and then you go to 2 cleaner meals, to 3, to where you keep adding 1 meal at a time that you're comfortable with until you get to a full day of clean meals. And if that's a sustainable, good eating habits for you, then perfect. And if you want to go a little bit healthier, a little bit cleaner, then once you have all your meals clean, then substitute 1 clean meal with a healthy meal. Then once you're comfortable with that, add another healthy meal, add another, to where all your meals went from clean to healthy. So you went from garbage, clean, healthy. Do the same thing with nutrition, guys. Everything that I'm talking about right now still follows with nutrition. Take it a little bit at a time. Don't commit yourself to something that you know is not realistic, that you know you're not going to be able to uphold. Now, that's not to say either not to push yourself. I want to make that very, very clear. Don't want this to come off as, oh, you know, Joe said that I got to start with what I know I'm going to do. I know that I'll go maybe once a month to the gym, so I'm going to start with that. No, it's not saying that either, guys. Push yourself, but push yourself in something that you know that you can be committed to. If you're trying to commit to something where it's like, oh, I know that every Friday it's slammed with work because it's the end of the week and we got to get caught up on paperwork, I want to set myself up with the heaviest lift day on Friday, or a gym day in general on Friday. No, that's not realistic. If you're staying later hours for work and that's your heaviest lift day as well, that's not realistic to uphold. But if you have a decent schedule and you're like, oh man, I would really want to get 5 days in the gym a week. Right now, I know I'll hit 2. Let me push myself for 3. That way you are consistently practicing, having a better habit, having that accountability, getting stronger, getting better nutrition, all that stuff, guys. So now that you guys have heard this video, I want you to ask yourself, are you training yourself just as hard mentally as you are physically? Or are you overloading yourself with the physical rather than the mental? The mental aspects of training, guys, and in life in general, are so critical and so important that if you lack the training there, it's going to be hard keeping up with anything, let alone the gym. But either way, guys, I want to see you guys succeed. I want to see you guys making progress in the gym. I want to see you making progress with your nutrition. If you guys have absolutely any questions at all, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. I do want to get a Q&A going off. I just put a couple posts on my Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me on my Instagram, I'm going to leave that link below. Go ahead and follow, and then leave me your questions. That way I can get that Q&A up for you guys as soon as possible. But hopefully this video was helpful, guys. Hopefully this helped a couple people, or at least somebody, you know, get straightened off into the right path to making actual, real good, solid results for their fitness journey, setting them off to a good start, continuation, whatever. But other than that, guys, see you next video. Hope you have a great night. Peace.